Hello again. So today we're gonna talk over how we gonna go over how we assign the task and the user can record their task are done. To do that, we're gonna go to the app development area. So here is a display and layout. So last time we created the list of the tasks, and this list is kind of we can get it as a grid. You can display it as list, or you can display it as table. You can display it as cards. So there are different ways of displaying it. So go back to grid. So when the user click on one of it, it will display an empty page, but you can add components. So to add component, you can click on the plus sign, and we added the text. Let's say we want to add a button where they can click on it when the task is done. So I'm gonna create a button. So, and this button will show you an action. So when they click on it, I can tell them it's done, for example. So instead of go, I can say task completed. So I can mark as a check mark this one. So task completed. If they click on it, it's gonna record that. So to do that, I'm gonna just do an action. So whenever they click on it, now it shows notification. So I click on it, it will show send, but I don't want them to, I just want to say task is saved, for example. So you go to show instead of show notification. Here you will say task save task complete. So you save it as this one. So whenever you click on it, it says task set as complete. But we did not save it. So we can go back to the data, the user data here. We need to record the user ID, the task ID, and the time. And then here we want to set it as complete. And to do all this, we can do an action that is going to do different things. So add action. And this one is, instead of notification, I want them to add a row. And the row is not going to be at the cheat table. It's going to be at the user and task table. So here I want to add the user ID. So from the user profile, I already have their ID, and the date time, I'm gonna put the date and time current when they click, and the status, I want them to add the true because it's completed. So whenever they do that, it's gonna be like task completed. I mean, gonna do the check mark here. So they're gonna add a new row in the sheet that user's task. The user ID is gonna be here, and then the user ID is gonna be user ID, and the task ID will be the task ID, and then the time and the true. And I'm gonna do. So for me, I can just remove this icon or button. To do that, I'm gonna go here and then delete. So this is a task button that I completed the task. So if I click on it, it's gonna record that I stopped the task. So I'm gonna go the task here. So it has the user ID, the task ID, and then the date, and then the status is done. If I want to go back to the layout, I want to go to task number 2. So if I click here, it's gonna go to the data table here. It's gonna record the ID, the task ID, date, and the status is done. So this is how you, if you want to let the user complete their task, say this is complete, and it shows like that. I can display the list here, the same list, but I can show it as a checklist. So it's gonna be the task, and it's a checklist. And the check will go to the the task will be task users. The status will be the checked. Here the user ID and the task ID. So it's gonna be displaying different things. So if I go there, this is the task users, one empty blank row. So I can click here and delete this. So if you go back, it's only 2 tasks. These are done. Check, check. If they say, oh, I clicked it by mistake, so they can unclick it and unclick it. If you go to the data task, it's going to be unclicked. So this is another way of displaying the data so that I can just check, check, and then it's done. Thank you.